Great Depression. And folks are frustrated and mad about that, and I don't blame them, because I am too. I saw my kids' college fund cut in half like that. But the fact is, we can put our economy back on track. You have to look no further than 1992, when President Clinton got up there. He got handed a huge debt. And we made some tough choices. I was there at the time in the House. We worked hard and we turned it around and created surpluses. We can do it again, folks. But it's going to take tough choices, and it's going to take people that are willing to come to the center, to find the common ground, to work through these problems and find these solutions. And that's what I do. And if we can think about and talk about the possibilities of where we can go with this country. But we can't do it if we just allow ourselves to succumb to all of this anger and fear that's being stirred up. We have never, ever, ever in this state been a people that focus on fear and anger. We've always been hopeful, and we know what it takes to turn things around. And we've got
Senator,
yes, sir.
I don't have a question, but I have something to say that's important to people right here in Magnolia, Arkansas. A lot of people, when they hear the name of the committee that Senator Lincoln chairs in the Senate, they just stop at agriculture. There's another word, well actually two in South Arkansas, the word forestry and the word nutrition, that makes it, and I key in on that word nutrition because Senator Lincoln makes a difference with the hungry children and the hungry seniors and the people of Magnolia, Arkansas that don't have enough food as she chairs that nutrition committee. A number of bills to make sure that our hungry kids don't go hungry. The program that Valerie and I manage at First Methodist Church gets money every year from the FEMA Emergency Feeding Program and other programs. And I worry sometimes that just because Senator Lincoln cares about poor people, she's called liberal. And that's ridiculous. But the things that she does in the Senate make a difference to people right here on the streets in Magnolia, Arkansas. Every single day, kids don't have to go to school hungry. Right. She's got a program going now that will make a bigger difference in that. And it's important right here on the streets in our neighborhoods in Magnolia every day that we have her there taking care of.
And thank you for bringing that up, because you're right. Just because I'm a farmer's daughter and just because the first name on that committee is agriculture, please remember, agriculture is only about 13, maybe 14% of the overall farm bill. The majority of what we do in that farm bill is without a doubt nutrition. I was able to write and pass by unanimous consent through the Senate, and folks, nothing happens by unanimous consent anymore in the Senate. The largest increase in the history of the school and children's nutrition program. We had not increased the federal reimbursement for child nutrition in our schools since 1973. Where were y'all in 1973? Where were your kids in 1973? That's absurd. We were also able to not only increase the funding for the school lunch program, school nutrition, we tied it to standards so that we're also not only focusing on childhood hunger, but also childhood obesity, which is costing our country about $147 billion a year in healthcare costs. So nutrition is a huge part. Our senior feeding programs also come through there, and we've worked diligently on those senior feeding programs, expanding Meals on Wheels and other programs that really reach out to seniors in need. Our feeding programs in our senior centers, in our community centers. So nutrition is a huge part of what we do. Forestry is a huge part, and particularly here in South Arkansas. So forestry is one of our top 2 or 3 industries. I got an extra $4 million in the spring and another $4 million just last week in the timber sale program, which has helped us put about 700 foresters back to work in the state of Arkansas. These are great programs. They not only put people to work, they also help us sustain healthy forests. It's a great partnership between business and industries and our U.S. Forest Service to keep good, healthy forests. So those are great things. Rural development is another huge thing. I've gotten $3.2 billion into the state of Arkansas through rural development. Things like water projects, where for 25 years we have been trying to fund the Ozark Water Project up in north central Arkansas. It covers 23,000 Arkansans in 6 counties. We've now gotten that money in there, and we've got that project going. Just did one down in Genoa, outside of Texarkana. project down there we've been working on for years. $5.5 million to get safe drinking water into those communities. Rural development helps hospitals. We just did Ashdown, a rural development grant loan partnership with the community to put a nursing home rehabilitation facility in Ashdown. Hospitals, to get equipment that our rural hospitals need where they don't have anywhere else to go for those dollars. Those rural development dollars help us equalize ourselves as a state that's predominantly rural areas so that we can be competitive and get the resources in that we need, that other big cities and larger states can access those dollars. We don't have that ability because of our tax base is low. We don't have full-time grant writers in some of these communities, or we just can't be competitive. So you're right, ag is a lot more than just row crops, poultry, and livestock. So, but thank you. What else? Bruce, what I need to know about going on around here?
I'd like to make a comment. Personally, I haven't agreed with everything you did, but most things I did. One case in point, the healthcare bill. There's some good points about it and there's some bad points. But there's more good than bad.
Yes, sir.
In the end, you took a political risk by voting for it, but you did the right thing, and we want to commend you on that.
I appreciate that. Well, you know, if I just took votes based on my reelection, there's a lot of things we wouldn't get done. And I don't do that. I take a vote based on what I think is good and right, and it's going to move us forward. And you're exactly right. There's a lot that people don't understand about health care. I would say to you that I have never had the opportunity to vote for a perfect bill, and that one was not a perfect bill either. But let me tell you folks, we have spent 3 decades trying to figure out how we are going to get a bigger bang for our health care delivery dollar. And we are now, with the 26 industrialized nations that we compete with for jobs across the global economy, we spend twice as much as the other 26, and we get less people covered. We've got to figure out a way, and this is a start. And there's good stuff in there for small businesses. We preserve Medicare. We do not add any debt. We actually decrease the debt in the first 10 years by $132 billion, and in the second 10 years by $1 trillion, because we make the programs more efficient and effective. We eliminate some of the fraud and abuse and some of the overpayments that exist out there. But there are good things in the program, and we can continue to make it better.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
To fix those problems. And on agriculture, and you stress this, but I do think it's important that people know that it's so much more than just row crops or whatever. Rural development, our cities and counties, water systems, sewer systems, the hospitals, things like that you mentioned, it's really important.
Well, we've got some sheets out there. I hope y'all got some for Columbia County. I don't know if you do or not. Do they have some? There's some.
We took some to our dinner. I don't know whether we still have any.
Right.
We have some more for you, too.
Got some more for you too, but we've broken it down county by county. You can pull it up on our website, and we've got it printed out here too. It'll show you exactly what we have done for Columbia County. There's issues here, and I brought up the veterans issue. You know, they kept questioning me, and I said, look, I'm not questioning whether the congressman respects veterans. What I'm questioning is whether he's taken the vote to ensure that they get the services and the things that they need. And here's a good sheet that gives you all the, and he can't answer it. And every time he says, oh, she's just lying, or she's, you know, and I said, well then, you know, ask him why he cast these votes. I mean, the votes are plain as day here, and he can't answer those. Here's the ones for Columbia County,
Senator, I'm
too.
sorry to interrupt, but we have to go.
You can't get a tangent in 10 minutes.
I know. What else for
Can't
you
try
guys?
either.
Anything else on your mind?
I need you to sign this before we
You're
take
due
your
a
vote.
happy birthday, aren't you?
101.
101? 101? Well, I saw your precious grandchildren and great-grandchildren the other day. Oh, thank you, Mr. Monroe. You know what? I think you're my lucky charm. You're my lucky charm.